Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, with your reading for December the 30th, 2019 through January the 5th, 2020. We are at the end of a decade and about to embark on a whole new generation. So how exciting is that? So happy New Year, guys. Let's hope 2020 is better than 2019. At least for me, I hope. Okay, listen, it's a perfect time to get a 12-month reading, actually, and gives you, an idea of what's going to happen month by month in 2020. And if you would like that, click on this link. It'll take you to my website. You can see what kind of readings I offer. And I am going to throw in a chart interpretation with that just until if you purchase it before January the 5th. So that will be included in the reading. Now, all the links are in the show more description box below, the links to the other videos. This is for your sun, moon, and rising. So all the other video links will be below. The skip time to this intro right now, to the astrology report and to the tarot card section are below in the show more section. Now, also, I want to quickly tell you that I have a private Facebook group, and the link to that will be below. Every 2 weeks, I do a live feed for the full and the new moon, only in that private Facebook group. So the link to that, just ask to join, answer a couple of questions, and you'll get in. Yay! All right, without further ado, let's go to your astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology report section of your reading. And on Monday, December the 30th, Mercury is trine Uranus. This transit opens up our minds to the endless possibilities. It stimulates visionary thinking. It's outside the box, electrifying kind of thinking. We may suddenly get some exciting news or bump into someone new by chance and discover that we have striking chemistry. Serendipity is the word that comes to mind when I think of this transit. Pay attention to your dreams because psychic abilities and intuition energies are pronounced during this transit, and messages may come to you via dreams. This aspect may give us a penchant for higher learning also. So it might be a good time to study astrology or tarot or any kind of Wiccan or any of the occult subjects. Or perhaps even computer technology or website development or communicating in any way through the internet or online. Also, socializing and sharing your ideas with interesting people will help you gain a lot of insight. New acquaintances or love interests met. If you meet new acquaintance or love interest during this transit, they will be exciting. However, they may not have lasting power. So keep that in mind. Now, Tuesday, December the 31st, 2019. Whee! Happy New Year! This is the end of a decade and we're starting a whole new generation, right? The next 10 years, what will it have in store for us? Let's hope 2020 is better than 2019, for me at least. I had a rough year. So onward to positive and incredible opportunities we go. Okay, now Thursday, January the 2nd, 2020, Mercury is conjunct Jupiter. These are lovely, optimistic thoughts and ideas. The belief that anything is possible and attainable. This transit also encourages higher learning. So it's a good time to start a new course in study, perhaps of philosophy or theology, astrology, or the healing arts. Perhaps you're planning an adventure to a far off location, or maybe a spiritual retreat is on your mind. Whatever the case may be, it's a big plan of action that is likely in the works, or rather on your mind. This transit is a bigger picture energy. So that means that details might be overlooked or missed during this time. This transit can also foster excessive chatter. It's the excitable nature of this transit that can have us foaming at the mouths to get out, to get out all of our ideas before they disappear. There's kind of an urgency there to say all we need to say. So this comes across in our communications. So we need to try to breathe and think and just take a moment before we speak. Keep that in mind. On Friday, January the 3rd, 2020, Mars moves into Sagittarius. Here we go. This is bigger picture. Again, Sagittarius is all about the bigger picture. So when one is impatient, one can get restless. So it's really the best way to channel our frustrations during this transit is through exercise, action, take action. It's that nervous energy we need to kind of burn off. It's a really good time to start a new exercise program or some other fun activity that you can work out your nervous energy through. During this transit, you may find that you start several projects with little follow through. Therefore, things may not get completed. Another thing to be aware of, guys. So let's go to your tarot card reading, shall we? Hello, Leo, and welcome to the tarot card section of your reading for December the 30th through January the 5th, 2020. Happy New Year. Okay, this is for Leo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Leo for this coming week? 3 cards for Leo, please, for January the 30th through February the 5th. 3 cards for Leo. Oh, there's 3. Wow. 3 cards. I even maybe 4 cards. Yes, Leo. Wow. Okay, here we go. It's interesting that there's a couple of cards here that have come out in several of the readings so far. There's always those repetitive cards each week, different cards, but anyway, these are your clarifying cards for Leo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Leo for this coming week? December 30th through January the 5th. Please clarify. Please clarify. Oh, lovely. Please clarify. And please clarify. Oh. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look at your cards, Leo. Okay, the first card out you've got is the 7 of Pentacles, clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. Oops, upside down. Then you have the King of Swords, clarified by the Queen of Cups and the 9 of Cups. Then you have the 5 of Swords and the Death card, clarified by the Moon. By the light of the moon. All right, Leo, the first card out is the 7 of Pentacles. This has shown up in some other readings, so maybe you want to check out your sun, moon, and rising. The 7 of Pentacles is about really taking and assessing what all the work that you've put into something and seeing if you got the just rewards for it. So it's really about looking at the books and weighing your pros and cons and measuring your success with was it worth the amount of effort that you put into it? That's what you're going to ask yourself. And if it's not, then you've got to tweak it, right? But clarifying it is the 10 of Pentacles. So whatever you're working on is going to create or is creating that wealth. So you really have to keep your eye on the books and keep the books up to date and on point, because I feel that it's really important to, well, it's also at the end of the year taxes and things like that. So you really kind of have to assess your rewards. But here it looks like great rewards. Now, the next card you have is the King of Swords, and he is like the Justice card. He's there. He judges fair and honestly, and he's very rational and cerebral and practical. He's not emotionally attached to any outcome. He will just make, he's like Libra, right? He'll just make a fair decision. It's funny because people say there's no loyalty with Libra. It's not about loyalty for Libra. It's about fairness and justness, right? And that's what he comes from. He's not going to be loyal to someone who hasn't been fair, if it's not fair or just. It's not about backing a friendship no matter what. There's consequences for actions. And I always think this is very karmic as well. So when the King of Swords comes into your reading, keep your side of the street clean. Don't take any shortcuts. Be honest and have integrity at this time. Now, what's interesting is you've got 2 emotional cards, the cups clarifying that. And what I'm getting here is, look, the 9 of Cups, he's sitting there. He's very proud of all the work he's done. He's displaying his wealth, and he's sitting pretty. And you've got the Queen of Cups also sitting on her throne by the water, which, she's holding a cup out. She's the gift. She gifts of herself to everyone. She helps everyone. She's definitely but I always feel that when she comes into a reading, she helps people to the detriment of herself sometimes. So you have to take care of yourself. So don't forget to take care of yourself. And remember, sometimes you can be so busy accumulating wealth that you kind of end up alone. He's sitting there all alone. He's got all the wealth he needs, and he seems kind of happy and content. But who's he sharing it with? Who is he sharing it with? And she can get really exhausted from, hearing people's woes and helping them out. But I'm getting that you have this wealth of intuition at your fingertips, Leo, and I'm also getting that you really have to reassess what's important to you. You have to kind of judge whether, your family and friends are important, or your accumulation of wealth and working so hard. So I feel that some of you are working so hard that you are not you're not spending the time with your loved ones, that you're not valuing your loved ones as much as you value your work and accumulation of wealth. So that's something to look at, Leo. And look, the next card we have is the Death card and the 5 of Swords. The Death card is like a transformation, right? He's you changing on a cellular level. This is the thing. The Five of Swords is about knowing when to go to battle and when not to. Choosing your battles wisely, because the Five of Swords is getting in a battle that you can't win. There's no winning with this card. There's no winning this battle. It's one of those battles that you get in and you just win it at no matter what cost. So you don't want to get to engage. And a lot of people have got this card. A lot of readings have this card. The reading before had 2 of these cards. This battle, look, choose your battles. You have to really completely change how you move forward in terms of your relationship with others. So perhaps you've been a little condescending, a little mean, perhaps when you've been arguing, perhaps you've been a little vindictive, or perhaps, expressed your thoughts with vitriol, perhaps. So the Death card is like, you've got to close the door on the past. You have to close the door on that, and you have to change the way you engage. And so sometimes this can mean, if you're in a relationship and you have kind of abused each other to a certain extent, you need to change that. You need to draw up a contract with your lover or partner or co-workers or friends, whatever this is for you, and say, let's not insult each other personally. Let's not do this again. Let's move forward differently. I feel that there's the door is going to close. The Death card is being in the hallway, right? So you can't go through the next door to, I want to say, a new earth awakening, a new land, or the new decade, until you close the door behind you firmly and make a decision to make that change. This could be a change, at work, perhaps, change in how you manage or how you interact, or if you're a team player or not. But I really am getting that this is, in order to move forward, you have to close the door on the past. You have to let you, as you know you, and everyone else as we know you, die before you can be reborn and changed. And look, you've got the moon, and the moon is all about shedding a light on the shadow side of life. The Death card is the shadows, right? It's the darkness. You can't appreciate light unless you've had dark, right? So you move into the darkness, and then you move out of the darkness into the light to be reborn. Some truth is going to come up for you. Something's going to come up for you that you cannot ignore. And it's important that you don't ignore it. But don't react in the way that you might normally react, with this. Have some compassion and kindness, and I'm getting, be the calm in the storm, be serene, change the way you react to situations like this. But the truth is going to come out. The moon is going to shed a light on the dark shadows, and you're going to be able to see what it is. So something is going to be revealed for you, Leo. Don't be afraid. Move forward, and there's nothing to fear. Look, we are in, scary times. Major changes are happening around us all. I mean, on a global scale and a personal scale. So we need to move forward with courage and not be so afraid. Don't be afraid of the shadows. That's all I'm going to say. Don't be afraid of the shadows. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Hello, thank you for staying all the way till the end. I really appreciate you guys, and I wanted to mention that this is a member supported channel. So any kind of advertising that you see, please don't skip. I don't get paid if you skip, but I get paid if they play through. Not much, but that all adds up. So that would be a wonderful way of helping me. Of course, the liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting is great too. But also, I have a Patreon page. You can click on this link here. That'll take you to my Patreon page. I post things on there. I don't post anywhere else. And sometimes I post there first and then post to other places. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. It's not a lot to you, but it's a huge amount to me. I mean, imagine if everyone gave me $1, $1 a month, I'd be in seventh heaven. And there's varying tiers and rewards. So, and of course, if you can't, please don't feel obliged, or, I totally get it. Sharing, liking, subscribing, and commenting is great too. So I just want you to know I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Mwah.